Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave, and I have this gorgeous card to share with you today for the amazing Hydrangea Haven bundle. This is part of the Hydrangea Hill suite of products that are featured in our January to June mini catalog, and I love this suite so much. It's really beautiful. Now, the really awesome news is you can get a 12 project video tutorial bundle when you spend $50 in my online store. You can also purchase it for $15, and the link will be in the description of this video for that tutorial, and the projects are amazing. So let me show you how I created this beautiful card. First, I'm going to start with a card base layer that is Rococo Rose. It's just a half sheet, and I have folded it in half. I got ahead of myself and already did that part. I've also taken and embossed a layer of Rococo Rose with the Scripty 3D embossing folder. This is a 4 by 5¼ inch panel, and I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that to my card with my stamp and seal, which I just love. I also die cut with the stitched rectangle dies. This is probably the second to largest of the rectangles, and I die cut this from some Blushing Bride cardstock, and that will fit right here. We're going to do just a teeny bit of stamping on this before we adhere it to our card. And I'm going to use, there's a single little petal, which I just love, and I'm going to stamp that a few times in the corners here. I used one of the larger kind of clumps of leaves on my sample, and I covered a lot of it up, but I kind of think the individual leaves might be a little prettier, so that's what I'm going with. So there we go, and then I'll do a few up here in this corner as well. That should be good. All right, I also cut the largest circle in the Layering Circles dies, and I'm going to adhere that. This is from the gorgeous Hydrangea Hill DSP. Oh, this is probably one of the prettiest DSPs we've ever had, in my opinion. I just love it. And so I've got that pattern on here, and that looks fantastic. I'm going to take this whole layer and pop it up onto my card with some dimensionals. You know I love adding dimensionals to my cards. They just, everything's better popped up, right? Okay, so I'll take and place this on there like so. All right, I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. First, I've got a piece of vellum, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp my image on there. I just ran my embossing buddy over it. We don't carry that anymore. A Swiffer will work really well for that. It just keeps the powder from sticking to stuff you don't want it to stick to. So I'm taking this image and stamping it down onto my piece of vellum, and then I'm going to heat emboss it with some white powder. So I've got my white powder in this little container. I'll sprinkle this over the top, and I'm playing fast and loose with this open ink pad around my powder, but I think we're going to be okay. All right, we'll go ahead and heat set that. Okay, so I've got all my powder melted. It looks fantastic. Now I want to die cut this image out, and there's a coordinating die, which always makes me so happy. So I'll go ahead and run this through the Big Boss machine. This will fit in the mini too, because I actually originally did it on my mini. It was the first time I've used my mini machine. It's so cute and sweet. I'll die cut this and be right back. All right, so I used a Post-it to just hold this in place so it would die cut perfectly, and that worked like a charm. I'm going to adhere this to my card with a few glue dots on the back. Those will be hidden pretty well by the both the design on here as well as the stamping, or the sentiment, I guess I should say. Okay, so I've just got that on here like so. And I left this leaf loose because I want to tuck my sentiment underneath that. All right, I've got a 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch strip of Rococo Rose, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment in Rococo Rose ink. One of the things I love about this stamp set are the sentiments. They're just so pretty. I love the font, and then they're just kind of some different sayings, which is nice. I always like having things a little different. So this says, "The world is better because of you." So I'll go ahead and adhere this to my card like so. Like I said, I'm just going to tuck that in kind of under my sentiment, or my leaf, like that. So it's just kind of tucked in there. And then I will take and add a little bow. So I've got this gorgeous ribbon. It's a metallic Blushing Bride ribbon. And I'm going to use my jumbo bow maker. So this is something you can get as a gift with a purchase in my online store from now till the 15th of March. And so I'm just wrapping this around. I'm going to trim the end here. And then I'm going to push this piece that's crossed over down through this hole and bring it back up. And there we go. We'll tie this on the back. And I'm going to tie this so that the metallic ends are facing forward, so away from me. Okay, and then when I flip this over and pull this off, I've got this perfect bow. Isn't that amazing? So this is something you can only get with a $100 purchase in my online store until March 15th. So it's a great little gift. Okay, so I'll stick that down, and then I'm just going to add this little bow. Oh, I just love how beautiful this ribbon is. It looks so pretty on here like so. The last thing that I want to do to finish off my card, well, a couple things actually. I want to add some pearls to this. And so I'll just take my pearls and my take your pick tool and tack these down. And I'm just going to put maybe 5 or 6 of them on, kind of spread them around on here. And this card is definitely one that would brighten the day of the recipient for sure. Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to do was just have something nice on the inside. And I think I'm going to add one more sentiment. I didn't pull this out. This is probably my favorite sentiment in this stamp set. It says, "You make me smile." So we could add that to the inside as well. And then I've got this little scrap piece of my printed paper to coordinate. So we'll put that right there. And then we'll just add this little strip right down here at the bottom and adhere this to the inside. Such a beautiful card. So I hope you loved this amazing tutorial. If you have any questions, of course, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget, you can get the Hydrangea Hill All-Star Tutorial Bundle for free when you spend at least $50 in my online store, or for $15 when you purchase it. You can also get a jumbo bow maker when you spend $100. I've got my tiny hands on here in my online store through March 15th. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you could give me a thumbs up and a subscribe to my channel, that would rock. And have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.